Christopher Columbus deserves to be on the list because he opened up the Americas and created the world that we know. He's controversial because of the introduction of slavery into the Americas, the decimation of the Native American populations can be traced to Columbus.
Christopher Columbus, Italian navigator, discoverer of the New World. Few people on our list are quite so controversial. For his is a story of courage and a series of blunders. Columbus believed the world was almost all land. He headed the wrong way, miscalculated by 8,000 miles, and ended up in the wrong location. And yet his magnificent discovery would transform our planet. By the mid-15th century, when the Ottoman Empire closed off access to the riches of Asia, Columbus speculated that the Orient could be reached by sailing not east at all, but west.
He's a mystic, you know. He's sort of half genius, half crackpot. I mean, he believes, of course, he's finding the East, not the West. He's finding the Indies.
At the time, most mariners believed the Earth was much smaller than it actually is. Yet they were certain that Columbus's plan would end in disaster. After 6 years, Columbus finally persuaded Spain's King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel to finance his journey. Columbus set off in 1492 on the first of 4 voyages west. He would sight virtually every island of the Caribbean, travel along Central America, and be credited as the first Westerner to lay eyes on the South American continent. He was also the advance guard for the creation of a mighty Spanish empire that would dominate the New World for more than a century.
Columbus spread the culture of Europe to the Americas. He didn't discover America, but part of the theme of this millennium is the growing influence of European culture around the world, and Columbus is one of the most important players in that process.
America was extraordinarily important to Europe because it created a sense of openness, of growth, of opportunity, which led to an extraordinary explosion of energy. And as Europeans conquered larger and larger areas, it led to a sense of confidence, which became one of the hallmarks of European civilization.
While Europeans benefited from the opening of the New World, those who lived there paid a terrible price. Within 4 years of Columbus's arrival in the Caribbean, his men had killed or enslaved 1/3 of the native Taino Indians on the island of Hispaniola. Columbus's Spanish patrons were delighted with the new lands he conquered, but uneasy with the many reports of brutality against the natives.
When he gets to the New World, Spanish crown's rather upset about the way he behaves. So as an angel of good and an angel of horror, it's all him.
In the century of Spanish dominion after Columbus, millions of New World natives would be slaughtered or die of disease brought by their conquerors, and the slave trade would usher in centuries of misery and humiliation. Yet, if this millennium is marked by the rise of European civilization, then we must credit Columbus as its catalyst. Misguided, perhaps, but brave nevertheless, carrying the flag into the unknown.
Let's look real quickly. We're just checking our lists. Joan of Arc, please, no smoking. Bill Gates, raise your right hand, your other right hand. Sigmund Freud, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. Karl Marx. You can always be a Marxist. Don't be afraid to say communism fell, and now the Iron Curtain is a drape.